Welcome back. Today is the first in a series of videos that will serve as an introduction to the 3 rings of the circular strength training system. Those 3 rings are Intu-Flow, joint mobility, Prasara, compensatory yoga, and the athletics ring, which is pretty much dominated by, but not limited to, the flagship implement of the circular strength training system, which is the club bell. We'll get into club bell athletics and Prasara in subsequent installments of this series, but for now, let's talk about Intu-Flow. What is Intu-Flow? Intu-Flow is CST's unique method of joint mobility. Now, joint mobility isn't the same as flexibility. Look at my finger. I've got bones and other tissues that surround the bones and joint. Now, the extensibility of those tissues that surround the bones and joint is my flexibility, but the available range of motion within the joint itself is my mobility. So what Intu-Flow does is think of your joints like a door hinge. If you don't use that hinge for a long time, rust starts to set in. And then when you want to move or open that door, you can't. It's very similar with your joints. Because we're mammals, we have synovial joints. Now, these joints are avascular, which means that they have very limited or no blood supply of their own. What they do have, though, is a membrane called the synovial membrane. And movement within that joint helps stimulate that membrane to secrete something called synovial fluid, which then bathes and washes that joint in nutrition and helps keep it soft, supple, and pain-free. But what happens is that over time, people don't move enough, and the rust sets in. Or maybe you work out with really heavy weights, and like a sponge, that fluid gets squeezed out of the synovial joint, which means over time, those joints start to dry out, which leads to pain and injury and not a whole lot of fun. So, if you are currently pain-free and you want to stay that way, Intu-Flow. If you're not currently pain-free and would like to become pain-free, then it behooves you to begin an intelligent joint mobility program such as Intu-Flow. Intu-Flow has 4 levels: beginner, intermediate, advanced, and master. In the beginner level, you're working to recover the full pain-free use of your joints. In subsequent levels, you're working to coordinate and refine the movement within those joints and between joint complexes. But here's the cool part. You can actually go into YouTube and run a search for Intu-Flow, which is INTU-FLOW, and see where the creator of CST, Scott Sunnan, has made the entire beginner program available to you for free. It's in multiple video chapters, and you just do them one at a time, follow along with it, and read the results. So, type it in, click play, and begin your practice. In future videos, I'll be sharing tips, tricks, and hacks to help you get the most out of your Intu-Flow practice, but for now, just get started and do the work. If you've got any questions about Intu-Flow, or have already started doing it and would like to share your experience with others, head over to the Stillness Gym's Facebook wall and leave us a comment. So, that's it for now. Stay tuned next time for video number 2, which will be our installment on Prasara Yoga. Look at my finger.